bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The new school term is set to begin this Wednesday for students in the public school system. Hurricane Matthew caused serious damage to some of the schools in the Western District, and much of the repairs were carried out over the Christmas holidays. Tonight, the leader of the Bahamas Union of Teachers on Grand Bahama says, while pleased with progress, there is much more work to be done. Natalia Hall has more.
All public schools are expected to reopen on Wednesday morning. With the new school year about to begin, the area vice president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers Grand Bahama Division, Quentin LaRota, says he, along with teachers, are pleased with most of the repairs made to the school since Hurricane Matthew, but there are some key areas that need to be addressed, and one of the major concerns is the Martintown Primary School.
Some of it has been repaired, but the outstanding areas, there's a concern because of the leaking that mold could develop, and that upcoming school term, that mold may be a problem, a continuous one. So we're hoping that that is not the case.
LaRota says the encouraging thing is teachers are seeing men on the school campuses carrying out the necessary repairs. He adds that the union will continue to monitor the situation.
There's also concern about the computer lab and the floor. The tiles are all lifted up. I guess the water's leaking underneath the tiles. There is a recommendation that you just remove the tiles for the time being until the matter could be addressed, so the kids could have their computer classes.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, gave an update on the repairs made to the various schools throughout Grand Bahama since Hurricane Matthew. The minister says the work is ongoing.
Since Hurricane Matthew and the devastating effects as a result of Hurricane Matthew, some 21 contracts have been awarded for works at just about every school on the island of Grand Bahama. As you were aware, 2 schools were severely impacted, which is inclusive of Lewis Yard Primary and Bartlett Hill Primary, and subsequently we had to create makeshift facilities for them. Since the contracts have been awarded, contractors have been out doing the necessary work. There were some issues with finding some of the materials on the island of Grand Bahama because of the amount of work that is going on, even with residential homes. But it is my understanding that work is progressing. There's 1 or 2 schools where certain doors had to be ordered, and it slowed down the process. And then, of course, we had the Christmas holiday.
Darville says work will move even faster now than before.
I would like to assure all of the teachers, all of the parents, as well as the students, that we are going to work very aggressively now to complete the work at the schools. I've spoken to the Minister of Education. The funding is in place in order for us to accomplish our mission. And of course, every stage of the job needs to be inspected by our consultant to make sure that the work is done at the standard necessary to meet the government.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Tally. Well, today was National Report Card Day for the public school system throughout the country. Sabrina Brown takes a look at how the day went here on Grand Bahama.
Public schools across Grand Bahama receiving parents and guardians as report cards for the Christmas term were issued. Leaders at the various primary and secondary institutions were pleased with the way the day got started and results from the first term.
From after 8 this morning, we've had parents here waiting on teachers, and that's a good indication. And like I said, I'm hoping that every single report card today is collected. And throughout the term and moving forward, we want all of our parents to be fully involved in their child's education. Any concern they may have, any issue, even if it's a drop by to check on their child's progress in the term.
The success of Walter Parker lies heavily on the involvement of parents, and we'd like to boast of a high level of parent participation and involvement. Today, in fact, our last report card day, we boasted of 97% of our parents collecting report cards.
So far, we have 69 students who obtained a 3.0 or above, the most we've ever had.
Reading specialist at Jack Hayward Jr., Simoon Butler, wants parents to recognize the significance of Report Card Day.
This is an opportunity for all parents and concerned members to come together and discuss the progress of their children.
Parents Glenda Bannister and Desmond Wilchcomb were both pleased with their children's performance during the first term. They had some sound advice for other parents.
Well, let's encourage a lot of parents to just have their children study more, focus more in their work. okay? Get out all the electronics, put them away, and get down into their books, which is very important because they've had a lot of time off from school.
What we really need to do is continue to encourage our kids to do well, with their homeworks and everything else they get. And just be there to encourage them as much as you can.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the children at the Grand Bahama Children's Home getting a special New Year's treat thanks to several organizations. Last year, following Hurricane Matthew, the Miami Dolphins franchise traveled to the island, and this Monday, the children received a special donation from the group. Sports manager in the Ministry of Tourism, Nuvalari Chudasing, calls it a joint effort, and NEMA's shelter manager, Tammy Mitchell, says she's happy to finally deliver the gifts to the home.
I'd like to thank the Miami Dolphins. They were here in November, saw firsthand the damage caused on this island by Hurricane Matthew. And so this morning we're now here delivering these generators. I'd also like to announce our Plantation office, the BTO in Plantation, did a toy drive leading up to the holiday season. Some toys for the children also being presented to you in the Children's Home this morning. So thank you very much. We'd like to thank our partners, NEMA, also the Dolphins, the Customs Department, the Ministry of Finance, Bahamas Police Force and Defense Force for their assistance in getting all of this done. Thank you very much.
National Emergency Management Agency, and as well as the Administrator's Office and the Ministry for Grand Bahama, we are appreciative of everything that we have done to assist all of these organizations with getting these supplies and toys to the children's home. It's been a daunting task, but we're finally able to say it's been completed. We ensured that everything was done that had to be done, so we want to thank everybody for finally closing this chapter.
Assistant Administrator of the Grand Bahama Children's Home, Enzi Jones, says she's grateful to all who made this day special. She says she is sure that the children will be excited for the gifts.
We wish to thank the Ministry of Tourism, the Miami Dolphin, for making this wonderful gift to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. We are very appreciative of the donations and the gifts, and I am sure the children will have a wonderful New Year when they receive their gifts. We thank you very much.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
This is Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. IH from Freeport asks, I have had 3 miscarriages and have been diagnosed with a blood clot. Did the blood clot cause the miscarriage? Thank you for such an interesting question. First, we must understand what a miscarriage is. A miscarriage is the loss of a fetus before the 20th week of pregnancy. Around the world, as many as 50% of pregnancies end up as miscarriages. If you have suffered a miscarriage, it is important to know that you are not alone and that there are resources available to help you. A few of the symptoms associated with a miscarriage are bleeding, which may progress from light to heavy, severe cramps, abdominal pain, fever, weakness, and back pain. The main causes are abnormal genes and chromosomes. Other common causes include uncontrolled diabetes, blood clotting disorders, infections, as well as uterus or cervix problems. Finally, a miscarriage can result from immune system responses. The immune system is responsible for protecting the body against harmful substances such as bacteria and viruses. If your immune system fails to do its job, this can also affect your pregnancy. Without a physical examination, IH, it is impossible to say whether your blood clot contributed to your miscarriages. So please continue to follow up with your primary care doctor and your gynecologist. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.